Hi, this is Gerald Celente. It's Thursday, July 9th, 2020. And here are some of today's trends in the news. On the market front, it's kind of like that. But over here in the States, it's down. Yep, but not a lot. Couple of 100 points, no big deal. What brought it down? Dow Jones Industrial Average fell on Thursday, erasing its gains for the week amid renewed concerns over the coronavirus and its impact on the economy. It's not the coronavirus and its impact on the economy. It's the politicians that have closed down the economy, not the coronavirus. You know the numbers, you know the deal. It's not, they've inflated this thing and destroyed the global economy. Walgreens was the biggest laggard in the Dow, dropping 7.7% on weaker than expected earnings. If Walgreens isn't doing good, you can imagine what a lot of the other businesses are doing. I mean, it's a drugstore. And how about those cruise ships? How about them airlines, huh? Yeah, what about them? This thing's going down hard. It's going down big, and it's going down fast. Stocks hit their lows of the day after Florida reported a record in coronavirus hospitalizations. There's less reason for optimism now than there was in April, said Jason Thomas, chief economist for AssetMark. In April, we had a view on how long it would take to get a vaccine. And there was the possibility that we could open the country up in stages and see a sustainable recovery. Well, we're still looking at a vaccine sometime early next year. This is what they're hyping. The vaccine. People are freaked out. They're not going out. Businesses are going down. And they're ready to vaccinate everybody. Gold prices retreated on Thursday, a day after vaulting nearly to a 9-year high. Wow, blow me away. Never would have known it. Hey, we've been saying it. I will put my track record up against calling gold against anybody's in the world. And what did I say about silver? It's in your Trends Journal. This is big, and there's reasons for it. U.S. Federal Reserve officials said on Wednesday they raised fresh doubts about the durability of the U.S. recovery, while new business surveys highlighted developing risks from the relentless coronavirus pandemic. Not the relentless coronavirus pandemic, the relentless pathological crazy people that have closed down the economy. Central banks worldwide have slashed interest rates in recent months, providing in some cases unprecedented amounts of stimulus to help soften the blow to the economy from the pandemic. Not from the pandemic. They keep putting out this propaganda. They're blaming it on the virus, blame it on the low lives that destroy the economy. Can anyone get that in their head? Stimulus tends to boost gold, which is considered a hedge against inflation and currency debasement. Here, it's very simple. The worse the economies go, the more cheap money they're going to push in there, the lower their currencies are going to fall, and the higher inflation is going to rise. You got it? And silver declined. Where's silver going? It's in your Trends Journal. And what else do we have here? Oh, oil. Concerns about renewed coronavirus lockdowns in the United States outweighed signs of recovery, blah, blah, blah. Brent crude fell 2%. West Texas fell $1.28 to $39.62. Brent's at $42.39. It's still low, wiping out countries all over the world that are oil dependent on selling the stuff to make money. And what else do we have here? You ready? Pandemic's global damage is growing, 2 reports warn. It will take years for the global economy to recover from the jobs taken away by the pandemic. And in Europe, the recession will be significantly deeper than forecast just 2 months ago. Forecast 2 months ago by them, not forecast 2 months ago by me. The Greatest Depression has begun. All the facts are there. This thing is not coming back. And now what they're doing is they're playing this game. V-shaped recovery. Remember that one? No, a U-shaped recovery. And you know what I say, an FU recovery. Experts conceded that the spread of the virus was experts conceded. Again, the virus compared to other viruses doesn't add up. Fed's top bank overseer warns of risks ahead. The next phase will invariably involve an increase in non-performing loans and provisions as demand falls and some borrowers fail. The corporate sector entered the crisis with high levels of debt. No kidding. Blow me away. Hey, but the Fed chair says it now. So pull out your chair and sit down. Wider economic fallout, one after another. Stimulus targets, UK lockdown aftermath, another $38 billion pumped in new stimulus. I want to know why gold is going up? This isn't rocket science. But what you're getting from the markets going up is pure science fiction. It's totally fake. It's totally fraudulent. It's totally federal central bank, slimy government leaders that destroy the economy and that are propping it back up and making themselves richer because that's where the dough is going. And what else do we have here? Virus hastens shift to cashless commerce. Son of a gun. Hey, go back to your Trends Journal. Just a couple of months ago. From dirty cash to digital trash. Now I want to show you, this is the story, right? And this is why you have to read everything. And you see I underline the salient points of the story. Buried down the bottom. You ready? There is no medical evidence that cash transmits the virus. Nonetheless, the perception that cash could spread pathogens may change payment behavior by users and firms, the Bank of International Settlements say. There is no medical evidence. No medical evidence. And you see people with the gloves, wiping their hands, washing it every time they take cash. You don't need evidence. All you need is loads and loads and tons of
bullshit.
And tons of
Bullshit.
because that's all they sell. It's the media. And that's why you subscribe to the Trends Journal. What we're putting out, you're not getting anywhere else in the world. So tell your friends, subscribe, keep the truth alive, because they're going to bring us down with this. It's going to be hell on earth if we don't unite for peace and to restore freedom. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Put your money where your heart and your mind is. Nigeria devalues Naira to close gap. All right? They're devaluing their currency. Nigeria. Again, another joint closed down for the coronavirus. They're the most populous nation in Africa. They got over 200 million people, 200 million people plus. They're the biggest oil exporter. They haven't recovered from when oil started collapsing back in 2015. Do you know how many cases there are, according to Johns Hopkins? Out of a population of 206 million people, 684 cases. Oh, life is beautiful in Nigeria. Everything is so high scale. To lose 684 people, and they're closing down Africa. This is insanity. Automakers wrestle with uneven recovery. This group over there at IMC expects China's new car market to decline 11%, U.S. falling 22%. Europe new car sales were down in May 57%, but that's better than the 78% drop in April. On and on and on. Levi Strauss looks faded in pandemic. Isn't that cute? The brand's revenue dropped 62% in the quarter ending in May 24th. Bath & Beyond closes stores. Lucky Brand Jeans files for bankruptcy. Brooks Brothers files Chapter 11. Brooks Brothers has been around for more than 200 years. United Airlines explores 45% cut to staff as travel slumps. There's not going to be a recovery. This thing is going down big, and it's going to go down hard. Ban on Americans pinches tourism across Europe. The loss of Americans, in particular, is a heavy blow. It counts for 29% of tourists arriving outside of Europe in 2018. And now you can't go there. Oh, it's going to be great. It'll be great. What is Europe? Like places like Italy, about 12% of their GDP from tourism. Workforce cuts threaten pipeline of digital tools. As of last week, nearly 70,000 tech startups employees lost their jobs. Commercial property sales plummet in New York. No kidding. No kidding. Blow me away. Would have never known. We only said this would happen at the first week of March, April, May, June, July. Ta-da! That's why you subscribe to the Trends Journal. What's going on, what it means, what's next, history before it happens. Cases climb, but deaths are declining across the nation. That's right. The cases are climbing, as I've been saying, and others, because people are freaking out and getting tested. That's why you're getting more cases. And as we've written in detail, and even repeating the Associated Press lines over and over again, that most people, mild symptoms. Others, it causes pneumonia and death for the elderly and chronically ill. Now, buried, again, buried. Looking ahead, experts can't be sure, but behavior like mask wearing, physical distancing, and hygiene may also be reducing the case of coronavirus that people encounter in the population at large. Can't be sure, may also. Your Honor, I can't be sure, but that's the way it is, so you listen to what I'm telling you, and it may also mean that. So go screw yourself, Judge. I'm Dr. What's his name over here? Dean? Dr. Dean. May also. Can't be sure. But everybody's freaking out. Doing things that may mean nothing. Sweden stayed open to spare its economy. It didn't succeed. Week after week, the toilet paper record keeps going after Sweden. Week after week. And they have a line in here. In short, Sweden suffered a vastly higher death rate while failing to collect on expected economic gains. Sweden suffered a vastly higher death rate. 10 million people in Sweden, about 5,500 deaths. There's a place called Belgium not far away. 11,600 people, 11 million, excuse me. Sweden, 10 million. Belgium, 11,600,000. Sweden has 5,500 deaths. Belgium, 9,776 deaths. Look at the propaganda that they use. Face masks over makeup trigger new anti-smear campaign. Women are getting their lips tattooed because they put lipstick on, it smears on the mask. That's how crazy it is. And on the business angle, the reason I'm bringing this up, they predict global lipstick sales will drop by about 70% this year. Oh yeah, all those companies are going to do great. They're going to do fabulous. Important story. Countries lose billions sent home from workers abroad. Philippines, Bangladesh, on and on. Hundreds of thousands of workers, millions when you put them together, not sending any money back home to poor places, going down big. Virus impact won't end with vaccine. This is a story. They're mentioning this because, according to the Food and Drug Administration, they say that this is the vaccine they're going to shoot us up with. You ready? Should be at least 50% more effective than a placebo. You got a 50-50 chance of getting the vaccine making you better. And you might screw you up, as they have. Well, I shouldn't say they have any bad things to do. They may ban me. New York Police Department warns of crime wave. I don't understand why. I only said this would happen 4 months ago. The number of shootings in the city increased 130%. Murders in the city up 30% in June. When people lose everything, have nothing left to lose, they lose it. And this is just the beginning. If we don't turn this around, it's going to be hell on earth. Got it? Got it? These sick people are destroying our lives, sucking the joy, liberty, love, freedom, and beauty out of it. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Donate to OccupyPeaceAndFreedom.com. We changed the name. OccupyPeaceAndFreedom.org. That's where we're going, because this is about freedom. UN officials call U.S.-Iran strike unlawful. No kidding. And what else do we have here? Stimulus loans help lobbyists, pollsters. Pandemic loan recipients include well-heeled firms. Political insiders benefited from U.S. Small Business Rescue Plan. And Fat-mouthed De Niro, the arrogant guy that doesn't live far from here, $28 million from Trump's COVID-19 relief loans, and he hates Trump. And this guy's worth about what? $500 million? And he takes money from the little people. Tough De Niro, huh? This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's Trends in the News. The COVID-19 war has changed the world, but who's prepared? What's next? It's in your Trends Journal. Trends Journal subscribers are prepared. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens. From the world leader in trend forecasting.